Okay, so we have our gate installed. So next we are going to be installing a wonderful feature on our gate. We are pairing with Toppin for this install, and they went ahead and sent us out an electric gate arm, and so we're going to be installing it on our 14-foot section of the gate so that it is nice and motorized. So the unit that we ended up getting is just for a single gate arm. Eventually we will end up getting more for our main gate, and then they do have a double arm system as well. We're going to be installing the AT1213 1S, and what's great about it is that it has solar panels, so we don't have to worry about connecting up to the grid, and it will just be its own working system as well. So we're going to go ahead and get it unboxed, show you guys everything that's in it, and then we're going to get our gate motorized. Okay, so in all fairness, we did already open this because we wanted to make sure we knew what we were doing when it came to install time, because it's hot out here and nobody has time to be fumbling around with directions. But since we did already pre-open it, we did figure out that it is pretty simple to install, so that is going to be great. So it did come with a little packet, and so it has pretty much everything that you need inside of it. It has your instructions. It also has little warning signs that you can put on the gate to warn people that it is motorized. Also, what's great is that this does come with 2 remotes. I'll show you those later, but one of my favorite things, Elijah thinks this is so funny, but they gave us batteries for the remotes. Most places will not give you batteries for the remotes, and so that's one thing that we don't have to worry about checking off our list. And then Toppins, they do also make sliding gates as well. Elijah's very interested in their sliding gates because he kind of wants a sliding gate to go on the bigger side, so we might end up, I think we might do that. Yeah, I think that might be good, because then we don't have to worry about the big 20-foot gates having all that weight on them. So in this box we have all of our hardware that we need to mount our solar panels. What's nice is that we have that little frame that we installed that's our gate is connected to get the wood post connected to the column. So we're probably going to use that extra space that we now have to attach our solar panels to it. What do you think? The top?
Right there?
Yeah, right on the top. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna go put these aside for later. Okay, and then in this one, this is our control box that they sent us. And in this one, it also has our 2 remotes that we have that will open and close our gate as well. And then this is our control box. And then this is the prize. Well, I guess, this isn't the prize. This is almost the prize of the show. But this is all of our mounting hardware. So basically how we're going to get the gate arm attached to the gate and the post. And this stuff is heavy. This is pretty heavy duty. Like, you see, like, this is massive. And this one, this is the power supply box. So this is going to apply power to everything. So our battery is going to end up going into this, and then that will charge and, you know, open up the arm. And this one, we'll show you a little bit later what they look like, but we have 2 of these boxes, and so these are our 24-volt solar panels. So we have 2 of these that we're going to be mounting up on top of the gate. And then they are 10-watt solar panels each, so a total of 20 watts, which is great. Now, for the prize of the show, because we are excited about this part. Okay, so can you help me with this?
Oh, you got it.
Okay, so this is our arm. So this is what we're going to be using to attach our gate and making it motorized. And so they have a couple different options for the arms, just depending on what you're looking for. We wanted one, so the arm that we ended up getting, I believe this is the one that it can hold up to 880 pounds of weight of a gate, and then also it can hold a maximum of an 18-foot gate as well. So that's what this one is rated for. So you can, you know, do some really good damage with this thing. So we're gonna get rid of all of this trash. We're gonna spin you around, and then we're gonna start installing. And you know, it's supposed to be an easy install. We'll see how it goes. Elijah and I are pretty good at installing tech stuff like this, so hopefully it goes smoothly. I'm pretty sure it will, and we will see you in a little bit. In the instruction manual, it does give you 2 installation options. So the first one is a pull to open. So based on the diagrams that they're giving in there, it's based on if you're inside the gate, you would pull it to open, and then they also also give you the installation instructions if you want to have a push to open. So if you're standing on the inside of your property and you want the gate to push out that way. So we want our gate to come inwards because we don't want it going out into the street, and it'll be easier for delivery drivers if we have it coming this way. So we're going to be following the pull to open instructions. Okay, so based on the hardware, we're first going to start off with the post bracket assembly. So that is your two, that is all these three. So this one, and this one. We're going to need to assemble these guys first. So we're going to need the bolts. The bolts in there also. So usually anytime Elijah and I are assembling anything, I am always the instruction person because I like to read instructions. And he is the, I'm going to put everything together type of person. And then have you seen these bolts? We're going to show you how we install these later, but these bolts are massive. Okay, so first thing first, this is your pivot. So this is the post pivot bracket. These are the post brackets, so we have two of those. So these are going to go like this, and then this is going to go in the middle between them. Okay, so I'll give you those ones. And then I'm assuming we don't need the clevis pin, so this will be these and these. We don't need these right now. Okay, so and then you need this guy, and then the locking nut, and then the hex bolt. And then you'll just tighten it a little bit, and then this bolt, it shows it going into, that needs to be straight up and down. Here you go. This one's going into that hole. Yeah, I'll let you, I can't see.
Here.
Yeah, and then that one you need the small washer, and then the nut. I don't know if this is a smaller nut. There you go. Okay, so attach the gate bracket and post bracket assembly delivered by inserting clevis pin. Okay, and then you want to tighten all that. I'm gonna put these back in here for now.
Well, this is not lining up. Should I have? I wonder if it goes the other way.
What do you mean?
That hole doesn't line up.
Which one?
This one right here.
We're not putting any more.
Oh, nothing?
Yeah, nothing else goes in there.
Oh, okay. So
that's literally, it's just the two bolts.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, so we're not using any more bolts for anything else. It's literally just the two bolts, which is crazy. So Elijah was curious because he was wondering, because the holes, the rest of these holes aren't lining up where you can get more bolts through, but this system is so quick and easy that it's literally just the two bolts that all you need on here. It's just two bolts. So we're gonna tighten these up really quick, and then we'll go to the next step. Next, you're gonna be using a clevis pin. It's going to go into here, and that piece is going to attach into there. So
does it matter which direction it faces, or just
no, because they're both double-sided, so no. Actually, yes, you want the bolts facing up, the top of the bolts facing upward.
So
no,
okay,
the top of the bolts, yeah. Okay, and then this is what the pins look like that's holding the arm on.
And do they care which side it goes in?
It goes down. That's simple.
Come on. There we go.
Okay, so now that that's on there, next we're going to be attaching the gate bracket. So this is the piece that's actually going to attach this part of the arm, this part of the arm down here, to the actual gate. And then this is also being attached by just another clevis pin, and then the little hairpin clip thingy, this little thing. Okay, so that's going to come down here. So this is the top of the gate, we said? Yeah, so that hang off over there. And then this, like that. And then that will attach down there.
Does it matter which way? Down or?
It doesn't matter because this rotates.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what's going to be attached to the gate. We'll probably just going to be like... Actually, yeah. Yep, that's perfect. Okay, so when it's in the closed position, it's supposed to be fully extended, and then when it's in the open position, it should be looking like this. This is the key. So pretty much we're going to be taking this and we're going to be putting it into the arm so that we can get it into a fully non-retracted position, if that's a word, but we're going to unretract it. We're going to take the key and turn it to a 90-degree angle, and that should allow us to pull this arm out.
Okay.
Okay. So that should release the motor, and then that should allow us to push and pull the rod. Perfect. Okay, so now with that released, basically we have the ability to now pull this in and out. We're not going to mess with it too much, but it allows us to fully retract the arm. So now that that's retracted, we're going to head over to the gate. Enter. Okay, so for the next part, the gate's going to need to be fully open because we're going to be installing our arm on this side, because when the gate is open, the arm should be fully retracted, and then when, not retracted, unretracted, and then when it's closed, it should be retracted. We still have to do some leveling in front of the gate in order to get it to swing smoothly, because we did want as little space between the ground and the gate as possible. So there's just like a couple little bumpy patches that it bumps up into. But Elijah's bringing over the hardware and then also the arm. Before we fully tighten these ones down, Elijah's gonna do holes into that one over there. Here's this, into the actual gate arm on that side.
It should be closed all the way, right? All the way in?
Yes, it needs to be fully closed.
And then
You need to put the gate in the full open position now. We need to bring the gate back this way, because it needs to be fully open, or we're gonna keep it. So we'll keep going until this touches right there. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. So Elijah is going and grabbing the other drill bits so that we can drill through the metal of the fence, because we don't use the wood ones. But pretty much with this gate opener, one of the great things about it is that the motor power is 80 watts, and then the motor voltage is a 24 volt. So we're going to be using a 24 volt battery, or you can use two 12 volts, either one. But yeah. But so far, installation, I think, would you say installation is going pretty easy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty easy to assemble, the brackets to the arm, and then, a genius can pretty much, doesn't take a genius to drill some holes in the post and make sure the holes are in the correct spot, but it's actually a pretty good, easy installation, so we are liking that so far. So Elijah got the holes in, so that means we are ready and good to go for the bolts.
Can you lift it up again? Yeah, I was throwing off this hole. Let's go through it.
Okay, so we already got this side attached to the post, and we got all the screws and everything in. Elijah's just finishing up getting that part attached to the gate, and then we will start working on electrical. Okay, so next we're going to be mounting the control box. That is the next step for us to start with, since we have the gate arm installed. We're probably going to mount them here, because when we do get a box, we'll just replace that with a box that goes right there. So the boxes that we are installing, pretty much this one and then the other box that we're going to put in, they are both made for outdoors, but they do recommend that you put them in some type of box. So next time that we come down and mess around with the gate, we'll make sure that we get a box and get everything into the box. So we're just going to do a temporary install for now. And then also what's nice is that with this gate system, you can either use two 12-volt batteries connected in a series, which will make them 24 volts, or you can plug them into one 24-volt battery, or you can plug it into an AC power supply if you have electricity available. These ones are probably always going to keep them off a battery just because no one wants to run a trench this far. Okay, so you're going to connect those. And so...
Okay. Okay, so battery plus, this is load. So you haven't connected load, right?
Yes, yeah, that should be connected to the controller box.
Okay.
And then the second one over, the very first one is AC. The second one is your solar.
Okay.
That's what we're gonna hook up to our solar panels. So on the back of the solar panel, it ended up coming with this little adapter where you can turn two solar panels into one, where it just, this is what will go into our boxes. So yeah. So now we're gonna go ahead and attach the arm into the control panel. During this next part, I ended up losing audio, not sure what happened, but as you can see, Elijah has that little green piece that's in his hand that pretty much just pops out, and then it has little screws that you loosen, and each one of those has a different slot in there. And then all of your wires that are going from your gate arm are going to go up through the little black tube there, and then they will line up in that little green container. And so the directions were pretty much really simple. Each of those little green pieces are labeled, all the different slots, and basically you just plug the wires in by color and they go right into the slots. You retighten up that little screw and then you just click the board right back into the control panel. So definitely easy wiring. Everything is labeled, so that one was an easy go for us. Some great news, we are done with the gates. We got the solar panels up, we got everything hooked up into all the control panels, we got the arm installed, and then we also went ahead and got the adjustment done on the gate so that it can stop where we want it to stop. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what adjustments that we needed to make. Underneath the arm, so this is the arm, the instructions tell you which way that you need to go. So there's like a little tiny screw under here. I don't know if you can see it. I think I moved it over here. So it usually starts out somewhere over here, and then you move it inwards to adjust to where you want to stop your gate at. So I think out of the entire process, that was probably the most time-consuming part because we're being very particular about it because we wanted to make sure it stopped exactly where the other gate is going to meet it. And then what's also going to help it later is that we're going to be getting the little blocking mechanism so that it will attach and it will lock in so both the gates won't be able to move. When we push the button, it will unlock the hinge at the end and then the arm will start to open. So now with it working, I'll give you a quick overview of everything and then we are going to test this thing out. Okay, so these are the panels that they sent in. We're not going to close them up because we're going to take them down because with all this cords, the cows will eat them. So we do not want that. So next time we come out, we'll see if we can find a electrical box that we can put here and then all this can go in there. But we did go ahead and get our solar panels mounted. And so they came with a cool mounting bracket. So this is the bracket. They have one for each side that attaches the two together, and then this is the mounting bracket to mount it to the wood post, and then there's a little bracket right here that attaches to that one that attaches everything together. And then pretty much everything was pretty easy. It was plug and play. One thing I do have to mention is if you are going to be installing one of these, this little board that you plug everything into your arm comes out. So it comes out, there's some little screws under there. It's kind of like this panel, those screws, but they're under the bottom. And so you pop this out, unscrew them, you plug all your wires in. The instructions were clear, red goes to number whatever, black goes there, and all of them in order. So that was pretty easy. And then these are the wires that are running to the actual arm. So with that being said, Let me give you an overview of what everything looks like. And then over here, I think I showed you this earlier, but this is where the 6-foot gate will end up coming out. It'll just be longer because that's not 6 foot, but that's the location of where it should be after we put the post in. And if you can see, we pretty much have that spot on. So yeah, other than that, let me show you the gate from this side. And one thing I do like is that the arm is very low profile. So, you know, it's not bulky, it's not heavy, and it's very quick to open. So with the remote that they give you, we only need this first button. The rest of these buttons, I think I said it earlier, but if not, you can program different arms and also their slider system to all these. So then you only have to use one remote. So pretty much we're going to use this one remote for our 2 main gates and then our back gate. So that will be great. And then our little gate that's here, this one will be a manual open only, because this is enough room to get Terry through, get trailers through, get a concrete truck through. But our main gate is going to be double. It's going to be 20 foot. So we don't have to worry about, you know, if something can't fit here, it will either fit back there. It will fit through the gate back there. So if you are ready, we're going to go ahead, and it's pretty simple to use it. You tap it once and it will open the gate. If you tap it again, it will stop the gate. And then if you tap it again, it will go back to closing the gate. So basically it does the opposite of what it was originally doing. So we're going to go ahead and tap this. This is what it looks like opening. And so that's our opening position right there, which is great. And then if we push it again, it will go ahead and close. And then one thing is, we did have to grade all the dirt out because it was riding. It's probably only like 2 inches off the ground. We wanted it very minimal space above the ground to, you know, not let as many critters in. And then this is where it stops at. So that little adjustment lever, the screw that I showed you underneath the bottom of the arm, that is basically telling us that we want the gate to stop there by adjusting it. So it does take a little bit of maneuvering, but it's good because then you can get it specifically to how you want it. And then I'm also going to show you the feature of where it stops. So I'm going to go ahead and click it to open. And then I'm going to click it again, and it will stop the gate in its tracks. So it stopped moving. And then if I click it again, it will go back to its closing position. There we go. So we have our new gate. Okay, so I thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you, Toppins, for sending us out this magnificent arm. It is great. We do have a discount code if you guys want to pick one up yourselves. We'll put it on the screen, and you just have to go through our link that's in the description box below, but it will give you a discount. It will give you this great arm. Their shipping is super fast. Their customer service is great. We were in conversation with us. They also sent out information on videos that we can watch as well if we had any trouble installing. So pretty much they covered all the bases. And once again, this arm does work off a solar panel. You can also plug it into AC as well if you want. You have an option as well to have it hooked up to both, which is great. So if we eventually want to, you know, pull power up to the gate, we can have it run off of AC, and then it can also run off of the battery in case of a power outage or anything like that. But yeah. We hope that you enjoyed watching us install this arm sent to us by Toppins. Don't forget that you do get 12% off with the coupon code J2H, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.